Hey team, today I want to talk about force functions and what are they and how we can use them to keep us on the wagon. Right, it's Friday afternoon. I've been on the go since about 5 this morning and wanted to get this video out. Life is hectic. We've all got our stuff going on. I'm in a gym. I can literally see gym equipment over there and I can't be bothered. Now, I feel this way most Fridays. Sometimes you just can't be asked. I'd rather go and have a beer if I'm honest. But I've got my force function because I've got some goals that I'm working towards at the moment. My forcing function is my training partner who has just slid his head around the side of the door that's here to keep me accountable and make sure that my behaviour's in line with my goals. So a forcing function is just that. It's something that you're putting in your diary, an appointment that you're making, a deadline you're setting to make you accountable to behave in a manner in line with your goals. And most people need somebody else to help keep them accountable. I want to get fit. I want to drop fat. I want to increase my muscle mass. Me snaking out of here on a Friday afternoon, those behaviours aren't in line with my goals. I know this is where I sort of fall off the wagon and get a little bit wonky with my training, so I need to put something in place to make sure it happens. I've got these across my business life, but another example would be, where my training is concerned, is my Monday mornings. Geez, I love a beer on the weekends. I love, if there's a boxing match on, if the UFC's on, nothing better than getting out in the beer garden in sunny Perth and having a couple of frothies on a Sunday afternoon, watching the sport. But maybe you can relate to this. A couple too many can ruin the training for the following day. And if I'm off and running on a Monday morning, I'm already a session behind, well then how the hell am I going to achieve my results? So my forcing function on a Monday morning, his name's Rodrigo. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and he rather enjoys trying to squeeze my head from my shoulders. I'm not very good at BJJ. So it's important for me to come to that session. I'm accountable to him because he's going to be there, but he's my forcing function. And basically I know that if I get off and running, my first session of the week, the rest is easy. So the first trick is to get out there and find a training partner. And there's a couple of tips that I've got. Find somebody that you like but you don't love. For some strange reason, whenever my wife and I train each other, we're pretty much set for marriage counselling the following week. We always are the hardest on the ones we love. Both PTs, both a bit fiery, so that doesn't work for us. But what it is I find that if you're training with somebody like your partner, husband, wife, significant other, it's far easier to cancel on that person. It's far easier to go, you know what, I can't be bothered. Yeah, get lost, I'm not interested, that sort of stuff. But if you can find a training partner who's a friend, mutual, you're not quite on that level where you're telling them to get stuffed, that's the key to a good training partner. Also, the main problem with maybe training with a partner, and look, if you train with your partner, that's fantastic, but what we're trying to do is we're looking for somebody with a similar fitness level, with a similar strength level, with similar goals. Guys and girls tend to have vastly different goals. Guys and guys have very similar goals. Girls and girls have very similar goals, being totally general, but we want to find somebody who wants to train the way we do and the way that we love to train. I'd also suggest finding somebody, a little bit like I've got with Rodrigo, who's a lot better than me. Somebody who's got great skill or someone that can teach you something along the way. Especially, the last thing you want to be doing is competing on a bench press with somebody who you love to train with, but both not too clued up on how to lift properly. We're loading up the bar and all of a sudden you find out halfway down on your first rep of weight that's too much that your mate doesn't know how to spot properly. So you might have a friend who's a PT, you might have somebody in the game a little bit. Those are the people that we want to train with. But worst case, if you can't find someone who's a PT, just make sure that you're, or with good experience, just make sure that you're both following a good quality program that's been prescribed by a professional. So forcing functions, get somebody who's going to keep you accountable, but somebody who you're not going to tell to get stuffed when you want to cancel all the time. Get somebody who's on the same level as you, same goals, and find someone who maybe you can pick their brains a little bit on how to train properly. So there we go, guys. Stay on the wagon, forcing functions.